There really is something special about Life is Strange 2. It carries an undeniable weight, a distinct presence that sets it apart in both mood and tonal atmosphere. Often regarded as the black sheep of the franchise, the Life is Strange of a different color, if you will, but this distinction feels earned. There's an emotional nostalgia woven throughout the entire game that defies easy explanation. It has a certain haunting approach that differs from the Life is Strange franchise. It's a journey that feels both familiar and alien, resonating in a way that's uniquely its own. So today we are going to be exploring the comforting quiet of Life is Strange 2.
Are you available? Copy.
240 negative.
Oh, shit. Officer Matthews, I've got a 10-10 in progress. 1452 Lewis Avenue. I'm gonna need backup.
Copy that. All backup available.
Daniel, it's gonna be all right. On the ground.
Episode 1 introduces us to our protagonist, Sean Diaz. He's thoughtful, creative, introspective, loves to draw, and lives with his brother and father. His mother is out of the picture, but more on that later. We also meet his best friend, Lila.
Okay, update time. You heard back from Jen yet?
No. I'm sure she'll reply at some point.
Let me take a look at the situation. Hey Jen, you going to the party tonight? Dude, we talked about this. Could you have any less game?
I'm no good at this. So what should I wear tonight?
A condom.
Sean and Lila share a cigarette on the porch while they talk about the party later that night and lament about the end of high school.
I get so emo sometimes, wondering what will happen to us once we graduate. Will you still be my BFF? Will shit ever get better than 1452 Lame Avenue?
Yeah, man. Friends forever.
Yeah, but what happens if we go to different colleges? Or you get sick of me? Whatever.
No way distance can tear us apart. We're freaking fighters.
Yeah, you're right.
Inside, we see Sean interrupting a fight over chocolate between his dad, Esteban, and his little brother, Daniel.
Over the case of the last Choco Crisp. The verdict, please.
You're both guilty of wasting my time. Case closed.
What? No fair. Dad! Dad!
What is this? My own flesh and blood tosses me under the bus.
He sucks.
Sean and Daniel have a very loving relationship, although Sean does feel like Daniel gets favoritism, and Daniel feels like Sean sometimes ignores him, that their relationship has been in a decline since Sean became a teenager. Whilst packing for the party, Sean sits down and we have our first moment of calm.
If things go well, should I bring Jen back here? Maybe Dad won't like her, or she won't like him. Or worse, she could get along with Daniel. Dude, stop. I'm not even dating her. Yet.
These moments of calm will offer excellent insight into Sean's psyche throughout the remainder of the game. Sean searches for some snacks to take to the party and sees the money jar in the family kitchen and is offered an opportunity to take the money. This is one of many moral decisions you will have to make throughout the game. Stealing is a major moral decision that has a recurring opportunity within Life is Strange 2. You can also steal beers from the fridge, but if you want the particular moral outcome, more on that later, I don't advise it. I love this scene of Sean hyping himself up in the mirror. This is a really great introduction to the character and who he is.
Hey, Jen. What's up? Oh, try again, loser. Hey, you look totally hot. Oh my god, stop. Oh. Hey, you wanna share my blanket? Hey, Jen. Do you wanna hang out sometime? Not bad. Remember, don't be too thirsty.
We get to see Sean's room, which really speaks to the creativity and art style of a young teenager. I absolutely love how you can hear him singing along to this song.
Turn your life on the flip of this coin. And promise me you'll follow what it says, whatever it says.
This is some of that peak Life is Strange stuff that I really, really enjoy. It reminds me a lot of when Max can play guitar along to the opening songs in each chapter of the first game.
Lila will survive if I take 5 to practice my drawing.
We get to see Sean's drawing abilities. There are several opportunities for Sean to sketch the scenery that he's in throughout many parts of the game, and this is the first.
The lighting is nice, but I can add more details if I want. Cool. I think I'm ready to draw this.
When Sean goes downstairs into the basement, he makes this remark about a bicycle hanging on the wall.
Dad should just sell that other bike.
This is the first allusion to the Diaz's family's fraught relationship with their now despondent mother, who severed ties with the family several years ago.
Can't believe Dad actually asked me to tag up this wall. Well, of course, he asked Daniel too. That you, Choco Thief?
Your father asks for a little help trying to find the right wrench for the car, and then you have a tiny bit of a heart-to-heart here.
I'm trying. I just don't know what direction to go.
You're only 16 years old. You've got time to figure it out. You need money for the party tonight, right? Shh. Just be honest with me. No bullshit. Are you using this money to buy alcohol? Weed?
Now, if you decided not to steal from the money jar, and if you're completely open and honest with Esteban, he'll actually give you $40 for the low, low price of a hug.
Don't you think your papito deserves a hug? Ugh. Okay, have fun, but not too much.
I won't. Promise. Bye. Love ya.
I love you too, hijo.
Back in his room, Sean takes a video call with Lila, which is promptly interrupted by Daniel, who also happens to really, really, really like Lila. It's really cute.
Hey. Hi, Lila.
Get out of my room, Daniel.
I was just...
However, Sean is dismissive of him, something that Lila is quick to call him out on.
I know. Anyway.
Sean, you're an asshole.
Sean finishes up making a doodle of Lila just as he starts to hear some ruckus outside. Sean follows the noise outside to find his younger brother having a confrontation with the neighbor. Daniel has accidentally covered the neighbor in a bunch of fake blood, and this neighbor, who appears to have a hateful energy towards the Diazes, is getting aggressive, and we are offered our first large choice. Do we question Daniel or do we confront the bully? Now, something about this game is the major choices in this game are moral choices, and the choices that you make affect how your brother Daniel sees you, how he interprets the world, how he comes to understand the world, and it will heavily affect his future decisions. Unlike the first game, this isn't about how our choices affect time, the future, or the idea of the butterfly effect, but rather how it shapes the people around us. How you choose to raise your brother will inherently affect the outcome of this game.
Dude, step back. He didn't mean it. He's a fucking kid. Don't ever touch him again. Or what? You gonna get your daddy? Hey, asshole. I don't need him to protect me from you.
You wanna go?
Whoa! Sean, you hit him!
You and your whole fucking family are going to jail, losers!
He's hurt?
Okay. Okay, step away. Now.
Calm down, officer.
Shut up.
This is fucking bullshit!
Oh no.
Esteban intervenes and is unfortunately shot by a cop who arrives on the scene,
Listen, it's gonna be all right.
On the ground.
something that causes Daniel to lash out with unexpected behavior. Yes, it is Daniel, Sean's younger brother, who has powers. In his panic, Sean picks up the unconscious Daniel and the two of them run for it, setting in motion a journey that will take us through vast, unknown spaces, both in nature and human conflict. Sean and Daniel have been on the run for 2 days now, hiking through the forests, and Daniel has no idea what has happened. Daniel passed out when his powers essentially exploded, and Sean has told him the cover-up story that they are on a camping trip and their father simply just isn't there yet.
This is how people camp in the woods. It's not like being in a home or in your room. This is a real adventure, right? So, come on.
Some part of Daniel knows that something is wrong, but he's trusting his big brother here. This is a huge theme throughout the game. Here we also get our first mention of the Wolf brothers.
Dude, Bigfoot doesn't need good shoes.
I'd rather be a wolf. Ow! We could be wolves.
Yeah, that works. Just work on that how.
If I were to give Life is Strange 2 its own subtitle, like the other games have, I would call it Life is Strange, The Wolf Brothers. They come across an empty car that has a Choco Crisp in the dash, and you are offered the opportunity to steal that candy for Daniel. Now, couple things. One, I really dislike in this game that there is no consensus on whether it's pronounced Choco Crisp or Choco Crisp, and that really bothers me. I believe that this is a result of different actors coming in and recording their lines at different times, possibly in different spaces, and possibly with different voiceover directors. It really bothers me because there's even a couple scenes where in the same scene, one character will say Choco Crisp and the other will say Choco Crisp. And it's Daniel's favorite snack, so you're going to hear it a lot. It's just one of those minor things that I wish they'd worked a little harder on. But for the third time already, you're offered the opportunity to steal. But unlike the first two where you are stealing for a party, this time you are offered the opportunity to steal to survive. And this is one of the ways that the decision-making, the morality of the decision-making is somewhat divorced from my own personal moral theology. Do I think it's wrong to steal beer from your dad to go to a party? Yes. Do I think it's wrong to steal money from the family money jar to buy beer? Yes. Do I think it's wrong to steal food when you and your brother are starving? It's complicated, and for the most part, no. This scene is a little different because it is a chocolate bar and it's his favorite chocolate bar. So they're kind of trying to morally frame it as inherently wrong because we can't just steal things that we like. However, they did just establish they've been on the run for a couple days, so they are starving. I don't think this should count against the morality of what you teach Daniel, but unfortunately it does. Something you're going to come to see in this franchise is there are certain moral decisions where if you go in that direction, like let's say you encourage your brother to steal food, that actually counts against you morally. And there are essentially two main splits of how this game ends. And if you teach him to steal, it's unequivocally going towards the bad category. But I think that life is more complicated than that. This is one of my critiques of the game, which is that it tries to handle some rather complex, nuanced, not entirely black and white subjects, and it doesn't always get that right.
Damn. I'm so tired. Feels like we're walking nowhere. How am I supposed to take care of us out here?
I wish Dad was here with us.
Well, thanks. Not cool enough anymore?
Yes, you're super cool. But I just wish the family was together, at home. It'll be cool to watch a movie and get a pizza and eat ice cream.
Dude, stop. I told you we have to keep going. We'll see that later. Right now, it's just you and me. Okay?
Yeah, it's our park. We can do whatever we want.
That's right. So, we better go build a secret base so we can hide out for the night. Are you ready?
Yes, I can build anything. We just have to find some cool blocks around here. And be careful of creepers.
You and Daniel finally find a place to rest for the night, and while Daniel is looking for twigs so that you can make a fire, you open this article that you have cut out showing that the shooting in Seattle has caused quite a lot of media frenzy and that you are both wanted. Because they fled the scene, it looks very, very, very bad, and this is something he simply cannot bring himself to tell Daniel.
It's beautiful.
Pretty amazing, huh? See? It's not so bad here in the forest. Look at those clouds. What do they look like to you?
I don't know. Cotton candy?
That's it? Cotton candy?
Ooh, I see something else. There's a giant douchebag.
Oh, yeah? Where?
Right here.
Right here, huh? Dude, we are the wolves. Ow! See?
Ow, ow! Ow, ow, ow! Ow! Ow, ow, ow! Ow, ow, ow!
While sitting by the campfire, Sean warns Daniel to be wary of any wild animals. This starts to scare Daniel a little bit, and you are offered the opportunity to either walk that back and say, oh, it'll just be small things like raccoons and bunnies, or you can terrify him and say that there could be bears or wolves out there. If you scare Daniel, he will not only have fitful sleep, but he will not be able to sleep soundly for the rest of the night. If you assure him there's nothing too bad out there, he will still have some night terrors because of what happened with his father, but he will sleep soundly and you will be able to get him back to sleep for the rest of the night. This is one of the earliest instances of immediate cause and effect, and I really like it. It's straight, it's clear cut, it makes sense. The reasoning behind it is sound. The next day, Sean and Daniel arrive at a gas station, and Sean takes a quiet moment to himself to reflect on the state of the situation.
Dad always had a thing for gas stations. We stopped at so many on our road trips. He says they're all kind of the same. They feel familiar. Almost like home. Same bad coffee, same nasty toilets, same food. But I don't feel at home at all.
Sean, I'm hungry. Can we go eat something, please?
Yeah. Sorry, just daydreaming.
Okay.
Let's go.
Inside the store, you are confronted by a rather suspicious old woman at the counter. There is an overall sense of hostility with a lot of the NPCs in this game, and some of that does have to do with racism, and a lot of it also has to do with the fact that these two are on the run, and some of these characters that they run into do know who they are. Again, there's been a lot of media frenzy about what's been going on with them. Back in the corner of the convenience store, Daniel is having a conversation with somebody at their laptop, and now we are introduced to Brody, one of my favorite characters from this game. Brody is basically an internet vlogger. He is a traveling internet personality who specializes in travel content. I explained that really poorly.
Just a fancy name for someone who drives around in a car, writing about people and stuff. There's a few websites that pay me for these papers since I know how to write. Nice to meet you, man.
He's great. He's got a wonderful personality, and he is something of a tether in this otherwise unfamiliar and foreign world that Sean and Daniel are suddenly finding themselves in out here in the woods. We see a family having a picnic, and you are offered the opportunity to send Daniel to beg. I don't recommend it. I just know that when I have made my younger brother beg for food in this game, it doesn't make me feel good. With the change that you have left, you can also optionally play this claw machine game. You can do it, or you can have your brother do it. I let Daniel do it twice, and when the stupid little idiot didn't win anything either time, I cut him off, and he got angry. Brothers, am I right? For real though, I do think Daniel is very sweet. I know that a common complaint is the little brother is annoying, but this is a tale as old as time. The little brother in Life is Strange 2 is annoying. Buffy's sister in Buffy is annoying. Everyone's always annoyed by little kids, and there's a certain validity to that, but I happen to really, really like Daniel. I think, as someone who also has, like 4 or 5 nieces and nephews, 8 or 9 second cousins, I don't find real kids annoying. I find fake, cartoony, animated, video gamey, and TV show kids tend to be annoying. I do think this one's the exception to the rule. I don't think Daniel is really that annoying. I do think his character is guilty of saying that sucks and that's cool way, 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 way too much.
She is so cool. You think?
Joanne is so cool. Stanley's so cool. The Heat is so cool. You're way too easy, bro.
I think that both Sean and Daniel, their actors give incredible performances, so it's always believable, it's always grounded, and Daniel works so well because Sean works so well. So the husband of the woman who works at the convenience store confronts you outside while you're consulting your map, and you are given the option to discuss, flee, or attack. Unfortunately, no matter which of these 3 that you choose, Sean ends up getting hit on the head, Daniel runs away, and Sean wakes up tied to a pipe in the back room of the convenience store.
Oh, they ain't going anywhere. Don't you worry. You finally awake? Sorry I had to scare you, but I know who you are and what you did in Seattle. I saw it in the paper. You're the reason we need to build that wall.
With the help of Daniel, the 2 of them escape, run out of that place, but before they do, Daniel accidentally unleashes his powers once again, throwing the guy back against the wall, and we are also offered the opportunity to steal a sleeping bag or not. Now, for my gameplay in this run through, I knew exactly which ending I was looking to get, so I had to be all morally prostrate. I had to not steal, even though we really, really, really need it. And these guys were racist. These guys were racist, and they tied me to a pipe. I think they deserve to have a sleeping bag stole without it counting against the overall moral quality of you and your little brother. But that's just me. You run outside and you find Brody in his car, and Brody, God bless him, without missing a beat, he takes the 2 of them, puts them in the car, and he gets them the fuck out of there. I love this guy. A+, 10 out of 10.
Get in, you 2.
In the car, you find out that Daniel has a stowaway. Daniel has stolen the puppy that somebody found on the side of the road and was in the convenience store. And what can you do? You can be mad at him about this, or you can choose to be chill about it. I chose to be chill about it because he's going to keep the dog either way. And he names the dog...
How about Mushroom?
Very cute. I love that. That's something that like a 10-year-old boy would name a dog. Brody tells Sean that he can sit back, relax, and even sleep if he wants, and we get one of my favorite musical moments, one of my favorite needle drops in the entire fucking franchise. This has all the feels. I will say, in Life is Strange 2, essentially every needle drop has the feels. In the beginning of the game, it asks you if you saved Arcadia Bay or not in Life is Strange 1. And you can make either choice, or if you have not played the game, you can allow it to choose for you randomly. In this gameplay, I allowed it to choose for me randomly. So in this version, Arcadia Bay has been lost. So when we arrive at this lookout, there is nothing but a mound of ash. It's beautiful and haunting, and in some ways, for the plot of Life is Strange 2, this may actually work better thematically than Arcadia Bay having been saved. There's a line I really like that Brody says about the past while he points toward Arcadia Bay. It's a really lovely, soft, quiet moment, one of the many that we are treated to in this game.
What is sure is, that's the past. But you can't look back now. You've got each other. And you have to move forward.
Why?
You may not see it, but what you and your brother have is the most important thing. He needs you. And you need him. I can tell he doesn't know what happened. Sean, at some point, you're gonna have to tell him. So then, what's your plan?
I was thinking... get out of the country. Fuck it. Go down to Mexico, you know?
Damn. I thought I was the long-haul traveler.
But Dad, he always talked about this plot of land he owns in this little coast town, Puerto Lobos.
That's a pretty cool name. So it's gotta be great.
Brody drops the two of them off at a motel. He actually paid for the room. Another sweet thing. I love this guy. It is... oh, it's heart-wrenching that we never get to see him again. Yeah, this guy never comes back. I was really hoping we get to see him maybe at the end of the game, but unfortunately we don't. He has a really nice send-off with the two of them. He gives his bandana to Daniel, and Daniel promptly puts it on Mushroom. Again, love it. Really cute. Makes sense. Good move.
Bro hug.
In the motel, Daniel sits down and watches his favorite show, Hot Dog Man. For those who are uninitiated, Hot Dog Man is an in-universe franchise that appears in essentially every game, but this is really the one that brought it forward. Whilst Daniel is watching Hot Dog Man, Sean runs a bath for him, and if you're a good brother, you're going to fill it with a bunch of soapy bubbles. And if you don't, I personally hate you. You're a bad brother.
Time to say goodbye to modern life. It's nice out here. Wish I cared. Puerto Lobos, Mexico. Can I get us this far? And safe? How can we get there without money? And Daniel still doesn't know what really happened. How the fuck am I gonna tell him? Me and Daniel just have to take it one step at a time.
He sees he has a ton of messages from Lila, and we are offered the opportunity whether to call Lila or not. I do recommend that you call her, because if you don't call her, there is some dire consequences related to her mental state that you see in episode 2.
Sean?
Hey, Lila.
Sean, is that you? Do you... Sean! Oh God, are you okay?
I guess. I'm in a motel. With Daniel.
Shit! Everyone's looking for you here.
I totally hate this. I'll call you if I get a chance. I miss you, Lila.
Sean, wait.
Right before Sean throws away his phone, he plays one last video of him, his father, and his brother together.
Okay. Wait. Okay. And action.
When he re-enters the room, Daniel invites him to dance with him, and we are offered this really great fun moment with this very simple, very effective gameplay mechanic where you can use the buttons to zoom in and out of the screen while you shake the screen up and down.
Oh man, we haven't played Guitar Fighter for years.
You never be my score.
I was on hard chord.
You're so jealous. I'm the best guitar player.
I love this. This is the shit. This is what Life is Strange is all about. I really wish we got more moments like this. Once that fun moment is over, you decide that it's finally time to talk to Daniel about what has happened, but he asks you for a drink because he is a little brother, and that is just so like little brothers. You're trying to tell him that his dad is dead and he wants a frickin' Coke. So what do? You go out and you go and get a Coke, but then you hear this giant ruckus. You run in and you see this.
Oh, fuck. Calm down.
You lied! Dad!
The truth is out. Daniel knows that his father has passed and his powers are now exploding out of him. This is the first time that Daniel realizes he has these powers, and you have a very emotional confrontation with him.
I'm so sorry.
Why? Why did you lie to me?
I just wanted to protect you until I could...
Protect me from what?
I know I messed up everything. We're gonna get through this.
Don't touch me!
Daniel, please!
Oh.
Shh. It's okay.
I want Dad.
Me too.
Just don't lie to me ever again. Ever.
Daniel asks that you never lie to him again, and this is one of those major consequences in the game that will have serious ripple effects.
I promise.
I'm serious, Sean.
I know. Me too, Danny.
What are we gonna do without him?
Shh. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Sean. Am I a monster?
Nothing is wrong with you. You're different.
Okay.
After this trying conversation, Sean and Daniel decide to move on, and they board a bus where Daniel asks him to tell him a story, and we are introduced to the continuity of every chapter having the story of the Wolf Brothers.
Once upon a time, in a wild, wild world, there were two wolf brothers living in their home lair with their papa wolf. They all lived happily together. Once upon a time, in a wild, wild world, there were two wolf brothers living in their home lair with their papa wolf. They all lived happily together, but one day, hunters took their dad away. Forever. So now the brothers were alone, and they had to find a new home. They started a journey through the great big forest. The Wolf brothers wandered for days and nights, learning how to live on their own for the first time. They slept in the backwoods among creepy creatures and barely ate anything. They eventually found a peaceful orchard and were able to eat in peace. But they didn't know. Hunters tried to tie them up, but the Wolf brothers managed to escape with the help of a friendly bear. He showed them how to survive and helped them find a warm camp for the night. That's when the big brother discovered that the little one was not an ordinary wolf, but a super wolf. That's how they found themselves even further, headed to the faraway land of their pop, where they hope to find peace. Try with this one.
That one's too easy. Look.
Don't brag. It was too heavy for you a few days ago.
Episode 2 finds Sean and Daniel living out in the woods in an abandoned cabin. Here we see Sean helping Daniel practice his powers.
That's awesome, dude. You're getting way better at this. I feel like this month has just flied over us. We're so lucky we found that old cabin. Gave us time to rest and process all that happened. Brody was right. We're stronger now. We look out for each other. We're in this together. These woods are so peaceful, so quiet. No planes, no highways. Just the river. Continuously flowing. I wish we could stay here longer. But Daniel's health is getting worse every day. And the food is running low. Will we need to move? Again?
Daniel uses his powers to float some kitchenware, and Sean scolds him for it. This is a recurring theme in the game. Sean trying to teach Daniel to hide his powers and learn to control himself.
If you spin one plate in a diner, what happens?
People will freak out.
And when people freak, what do?
They call the cops.
Their situation is undoubtedly a little bleak. They have nothing but ravioli canned goods, and Daniel has a cough that simply won't go away. That, coupled with the fact that they're trying to raise a small dog, this is a really difficult time for the two of them. Daniel is absolutely exhausted eating ravioli again, so Sean tells him to imagine it as a larger, grander meal. This part actually hits pretty hard because I know people who've had this story.
That was spaghetti alla Diaz. Didn't you taste the famous truffle sauce?
Yep. Plus, I love the garlic bread. And ice cream. Yum.
Sean and Daniel make the decision to head towards their grandparents on their mother's side. Daniel himself has never actually met Karen's parents.
Look. Here.
Beaver Creek? What's that?
That's where Karen's parents... our grandparents live.
Okay. So what?
So we can go there and... they'll probably help us.
The two of them play a made-up tabletop game. It's a really cute scene. I lost, of course. And then Sean goes outside and has another moment of reflection. The next day, Sean wakes up to find Daniel is nowhere to be seen until he finds a bloody path leading to this site.
Daniel? Oh shit. Daniel! Do not move.
It killed her! She was my friend!
Calm down, okay? Listen.
Leave me alone! No!
Here we are offered another major decision. Do you step forward or do you choose not to intervene? Choosing not to intervene is one of the superhero options. You'll get this icon on the right when it's showing you that making this choice will enable or encourage Daniel to use his powers.
Go away! Go!
No! No! Mushroom. What?
If you choose not to intervene, Daniel will do this.
Ah! You killed my dog!
Fuck! Daniel.
It just happened. What's happening to me?
Shh. You just wanted to protect us.
Save your strength. We'll figure it out.
Because in my playthrough, the cougar got away with Mushroom's remains, they were not able to bury the dog. So instead, they host a short memorial for Mushroom before heading out into the wild once more. They arrive at their grandparents' on a snowy night, Christmas decorations adorned everywhere, and this is going to be a large visual theme for episode 2, as this whole episode does take place around Christmas. I really enjoy it. I think the aesthetic works really well. I also think there is a strong choice
Daniel.
in creating an episode about reconnecting with your grandparents during Christmas time, because there's this familiarity to it. Obviously, their grandparents quite like Christmas. There's decorations absolutely everywhere. And this is going to also give us some pretty interesting gameplay and plot in this chapter.
Hello, Claire.
Sean? Oh my. Is that Daniel?
What's going on out here? I heard...
Look who's here! After all this time.
Hey, is it warm enough for you?
Oh, yeah. Feels nice and toasty.
I gave Daniel some cough medicine, but you should have taken better care of him. He could have been worse. You were lucky.
Their grandparents are accommodating, though of course cautious and worried. Sean hasn't seen them since he was a little kid, and Daniel has never met them before at all. But regardless, they both take him in lovingly. They tell them that they can stay and that they'll try and figure things out together, but Sean is still quite cautious, and no one really knows if they can trust each other just yet.
After your mother left, your dad never really wanted us in your life. I can't blame him. But you're still part of our family, and we want to prove it, okay?
Before bed, Claire asks Sean and Daniel to pray with them. As Claire and Stephen are quite religious, Sean and Daniel are not, and we are going to get more into this. Religion is a large theme in this game, especially in episode 4, but like many of the themes that Life is Strange 2 tries to tackle, I can't quite say it does a spectacular job. Religion, especially religious piety and extremity in the USA, is a heady subject, and I can't really say that this game goes super deep into it. Regardless, I decided to pray with them because at the end of the day, there's the high moral ending and the low moral ending. And I don't think this one actually counts towards either, but I wanted to cover my bases. You know what I mean? You know, no one's religious until they get into an accident, and then all of a sudden they're praying to God just in case. So as Sean, I decided to pray with Daniel and Claire just to cover my bases.
Thank you, Lord, for bringing Sean and Daniel safe and sound into our house. Take care of Esteban and, Mushroom. Please, give us the strength to get over the hardships of the past and the trials yet to come. Amen.
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 I hope we'll be fine here.
I think so. And the more important thing is you'll have time to get better.
Sean? Are we in Mom's old room?
Nah, I don't think this is the one. Not from what I remember. But it's been a while.
Could we check it out tomorrow? Maybe find some of her stuff?
Just before bed, Daniel asks Sean more about their mother, and you can tell he's really starting to get curious. This is the first chapter where we're going to start to learn a little bit more about Karen, and I really feel for Daniel because he doesn't know anything about her, and nobody will tell him, and that must be so frustrating for him. I really feel for Daniel, but I do also understand why Sean doesn't want to go there. Sean feels so incredibly burned by his mother because she just up and left them, or at least from what we understand. The next morning you wake up and Steven shows you his favorite hobby, and shocker, a boomer white man from Middle America is really into trains. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. I had an uncle who was the exact same way. He also had a big train set and he was super into it, except the only difference being he did not let us play with it, which is ridiculous when you're a kid and you see this cool little set with a train and a mini town and everything, but we weren't allowed to play with it. But Sean and Daniel are. And isn't that what video games are all about? Letting you do things you can't do in real life. You know, superpowers, killing cougars, playing with train sets.
It's so weird to be back here again. Claire and Steven are kind of weird sometimes, but they do care about us. I'm glad they're spoiling Daniel. Wish I could. Dad never really got along with them, though. I barely know them. Family, right? We're safe.
What are you doing, Sean?
That's all I need. Nothing, just taking a look at the house.
It's pretty cool here. It's not like home. But Grandma and Grandpa are nice.
Yeah, they are. We're lucky they took us in.
How long are we gonna stay with them?
I don't know. As long as it's safe for us. And for them, I guess.
Yeah.
When Sean and Daniel are playing in the backyard, we are introduced to Chris, who Daniel saves from falling out of his tree, which exposes Daniel's secret to Chris. But Chris, who's also really into superheroes, assumes that the power is coming from him.
You were almost floating. I was. I could feel myself in the air. It was awesome.
Chris, oh God. Look, I am so sorry. Are you okay?
Dad, I'm fine. I promise.
Are you sure? Listen, I shouldn't...
Do you know them?
It's okay, Dad. They're cool. He loves superheroes, even Power Bear.
Ah, gotcha.
While Claire is out, she tells you not to use the phone, but because you're a bad boy, you can choose to call Lila. And I absolutely recommend it. You should call Lila because she is incredibly worried.
Yes?
Lila? Hey. It's Sean.
Holy shit.
Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad, asshole. I mean, you literally hung up on me. Sean, it's been weeks. How could you cut me off like that?
Lila, I'm so sorry. We had to hide out for a while. Plus, I ditched my phone.
Never heard of payphones? I had to lie to the police for you, for fuck's sake. They grilled me for hours after your last call.
Talking about how your choices stack in the game, this is one you may not know, but if you choose to ignore Lila in episode 1 when you're supposed to call her at the motel, if you choose to ignore her and then you call her here, she won't pick up. Her mother will pick up.
Hello?
Mrs. Park?
Yes?
Could I talk to Lila, please?
Who's asking?
It's Sean.
Sean? Sean Diaz?
Yeah. Is Lila there? Can I talk to her, please?
No, you can't.
Sorry. What?
She's not here. She's in Bellevue. At a clinic.
Wait. A clinic? Is she alright?
No, she's not. She's having a severe depressive episode. We had to have her admitted last week to give her time to rest.
Oh my. No. Lila.
You hurt many people, Sean. No, please. Don't call here again. I will have to tell the police.
Thank God you called her, right? Sean catches Daniel using his powers in front of Chris, and he warns him. This is something you need to continually do as Sean, is not encourage him to use his powers or show other people. Talking about the high morality ending and the low morality ending, you have to constantly stress that Daniel needs to suppress his powers, and furthermore, you need to encourage Daniel to come clean with Chris about who really has the powers here. I won't say it right now, but that is going to factor in heavily at the end of this chapter. You sit down with Chris and he asks you to divide the good guys from the bad guys with his action figures. And of course, what's neat about this is if you have played The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, you're going to know. And if you haven't, you're screwed.
How did I do?
You're not a very good observer.
Chris's dad takes you guys to a Christmas tree market, and you are offered the opportunity to tell Daniel to stop lying to Chris or to keep the lie going. If you tell him to stop the lie, Daniel will be honest with Chris, and if you don't, for the entire rest of the chapter, Chris is going to think that the superpowers are his. More on that in a minute. This is also where we get introduced to Cassidy and Finn. Cassidy and Finn are going to have a very large part in episode 3, but for now, you can listen to Cassidy serenade us with this song, which we will also hear the official version of at the very end of this chapter. And it's lovely. I love it. I love these little moments in Life is Strange. This is kind of what it's all about, right?
It's me, you've come to take my duality. Wakes from midnight time, I could not see if I were you or me. We played a game of skillful ends, and so I asked for your demands. Give me your love, give me your gun, and you traced us back to where we begun. And so the morning came and swept the night away, and I was looking for a way to disappear amongst the quiet.
I think Cassidy might just be one of my favorite characters from Life is Strange too. I just love the way that she talks to everyone like they're a real person. She's really on their level. She's very realistic. She has a very pared down personality about her, and she's just easy to like instantly.
Yeah, I can tell you're not from around here.
No way. Just here for the holidays.
Ah. You got family.
My grandparents.
Gotta love the grandparents.
What about you and your friends? Road trip?
Not really. We kind of hop from place to place, hunting for little jobs.
Must be a long ride.
That's okay. We hop on trains. Gives us time to rest.
Man, that sounds wicked.
You have no idea. It's free and so fucking fun. Well, unless you get caught or fall, but we've been lucky so far. That's the best. Nobody tells us what to do. No corporation owns us.
And you get to see so many cool places.
Exactly. Next stop is Humboldt County, California.
Stoner break.
Not even close. We actually got work over there.
Finn, I cannot exactly say the same thing. When I play this game for the very first time and we meet Finn in this scene, I actually did not get a positive impression of him. And in replaying the game, I see now that he didn't do anything necessarily negative. I actually think I just mistook his kind of southern kindness for a little bit of backhandedness, but that's on me.
Stay out of trouble, kids.
Goodbye. Hope we see you on the rails someday.
Yeah. See you around.
This small town guy starts harassing Cassidy and Finn, and you are offered the chance to prank him or to drop it. So herein lies kind of one of my issues with the game, which is I really hate choice-based games where the choice is to do something or to not do something, because I'm here to play a game. So 10 out of 10 times, the more interesting option is going to be to do something. Not doing anything in action sounds pretty damn boring on paper for a video game, and also often in execution. Throughout Life is Strange 2, you are offered many opportunities to tell Daniel to use his powers, to encourage him, or to discourage him. And if you want the high morality ending, you have to constantly encourage him not to do those things. And I understand that. I just think it's not the most interesting version of gameplay. It's kind of boring. I would love to see him prank that dude. I don't even remember what he does to that dude. I assume he makes a snowball fly at him. I'm not going to look it up. It's better for me to not know right now. You have a very frank conversation with Chris's dad while the two of them are playing. Chris's dad, as you would have seen in Awesome Adventures, is kind of a shit, although they paint him as not a total loss. Talking again about themes that are a little too heady for Life is Strange 2. A father of a young child who lost their mother, who also has a very serious alcohol issue, a very serious substance abuse problem. I don't really know if Daniel having a short conversation with him can make an impact here. It's a lovely idea, but Sean and Daniel really have their own problems and their own adventure to go on. I don't personally care for this subplot simply for the fact that it deserves to be its own thing. Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit covers it pretty well, but also has absolutely no resolution because it's more of a prequel to this idea than any kind of resolution. I like it for what it is, but again, it's a really big, hard, tough subject that we're certainly not getting to the bottom of in this game with these side characters. I do really enjoy this sweet moment between Chris and his father here, though. It's really lovely. Once you're back at the house and you're all alone, Daniel convinces you to break into Karen's room. There's, a little bit of gameplay here where you can try and find the key, yada, yada, yada. And if you can't, you can just break open the door. I personally, this being my 6th time playing the game, did not really feel like trying to find the key. So, you got me. I made Daniel bust through the door. I think it's unfair that they never let Daniel explore this room, period, because if anyone deserves to know more about his mother, it's him.
Did she tell you why she left?
She told Dad, and Dad told me. He told you too, right?
All he ever said to me was she wasn't so sure what she wanted with her life.
Why would Claire lock these up in here?
They find a letter from Karen, and it turns out she has actually been in contact with them quite recently.
Please help my boys if they come to you. What? Why did they hide this from us?
I don't know.
I beg you, please help my sons.
Oh, yeah, right. Total bullshit.
What do you mean? She cares about us.
Well, I don't.
Excuse me, what are you both doing in here? Except visibly ransacking our house while we're at church? You know you shouldn't be in here.
Claire, please, calm down.
No, Stephen. They went way out of line here.
And while the three of them are hashing it out, Stephen has an accident downstairs. They run downstairs and find that this rickety cupboard, which was shown earlier being a bit of an issue, has fallen on Stephen. And we are given another major choice, whether or not to use Daniel's superpowers to help lift the cupboard or not. And this is one of those mini choices where no matter which one you choose, it's essentially going to resolve in the same way. If you help use his superpowers, you will get him out from under the cupboard quite quickly. If you don't use his superpowers, you will all have to lift together. But regardless, you'll still be able to save him and he will be okay.
What in the name of God was that all about? That's impossible. What are you, Daniel?
Claire. Listen.
They saved me, Claire. That's all that matters.
Sean, I didn't.
Unfortunately, the cops have caught up with you and are at the door, so Claire helps you escape. And when you go out the back, you'll also find Chris. Now, in this version, because I made Daniel tell Chris the truth, Chris helps us escape. If you do not tell Chris the truth about his powers, Chris will think that because he has superpowers that he also has the power to stop the cop cars, and you will get this scene.
Chris!
This is a really great example of cause and effect in Life is Strange 2 because we are looking at two incredibly different endings here. One is quite tragic and is a result of you not telling the truth. The other shows that if you do the right thing, if you try your best to be honest with people and do not use your powers for bad, that you and others can be rewarded. The two of you hop on a train and we hear that same song that Cassidy was singing earlier, and that's episode 2.
Once upon a time, in a wild, wild world, there were two wolf brothers living in their home lair with their papa wolf. They all lived happily together, but one day, hunters took their dad away. Forever. So now the brothers were alone. And they had to find a new home. That's when the big brother discovered that the little one was not an ordinary wolf, but a super wolf. And then they worked together to learn how to use his power and to follow the rules for them. They discovered a secret hideout where they could train day and night. They were happy. But the little wolf got very sick, so they had to move on. On the way, a deadly predator attacked them, but they scared it away. They decided to journey to the home of their nearby ancestors to seek help. Finally, the tired and hungry brothers made it to the home of their ancestors. The old wolves invited them to stay. They even took care of them. They were happy to have a safe, warm place to rest. The little wolf even made friends with a raccoon, and together they went on awesome adventures. Unfortunately, the hunters were hot on their trail and found them. But the old wolves helped the brothers escape. The brothers had nowhere to stay again, so they decided to keep going south to the distant homeland of their Papa Wolf.
Episode 3 is really the magnum opus for Life is Strange 2. It's the meatiest episode. It's arguably the strongest episode. It's got the most going on. It's got the most variations of how things can go. And it has some of the best characters throughout the entire game. The start of episode 3 finds Sean and Daniel living on a pot farm in Humboldt County, California. This was alluded to when they had a conversation with Cassidy in episode 2, and now here they are living with everybody else in this really cool commune out in the woods. Sean and Daniel have found their way back to Cassidy and Finn and joined some new people along the way, including Penny, this Swedish couple, and Hannah. We also meet Jake, who has escaped from a religious commune in Arizona. When we first meet Jake, we get some really, really lazy animation here. The character is practically T-posing. He's stuck in his seat, his head barely moves, and I remember from the very first time that I played this, I thought, are they going to touch this up later? Are they going to fix this? No, so Jake is incredibly wooden the first time you meet him. It's a little immersion breaking, but considering it's one of the only instances throughout this entire game, I can forgive it. Sean meets Finn and Daniel, who are practicing throwing some knives. Daniel is, of course, using his special powers to give him perfect aim. And you'll notice in this scene that Sean and Daniel's relationship has taken a shift. Daniel is not quite as pleasant with Sean. It's clear that there are some tensions between them, especially because Daniel feels like he's being a little left out, that Sean has these new friends like Cassidy and Finn, and that maybe he's spending too much time with them. Of course, neither of these brothers fully knowing how to express their feelings. They don't really know how to have a calm conversation these days.
Daniel, I can't believe you cheated.
What? What do you mean?
Come on. Don't play dumb. You're showing off in front of Finn. You're gonna get busted, Inanno. You need to listen to me.
Stop calling me that! I'm not a kid anymore!
Daniel, don't...
Why? See?
Stop, Daniel. Now!
Or what?
I said stop, Daniel!
Don't grab me! Sean, I'm sorry! I didn't mean to!
I'm okay. It's fine.
Why so serious?
Nothing. Just thinking.
Everybody hops on the back of the truck and they head to work. So they are working out here on this pot farm in Humboldt County, California. I personally have mixed feelings about the idea of Sean having Daniel work on the farm. I have no judgment against them being there, but if we are talking about the morality of choices and things like child labor, I just don't know if it totally makes sense that Daniel is working too. I get that Sean is there and Sean is working. I don't know if it's such a great idea that Daniel is. Even their boss points this out at some point or another.
I'm not trying to bust your balls, but this is a pot farm and he's a fucking kid.
I'll keep him out of the way.
You better. This business has enough shit already.
Dude, this sucks ass. I feel like I'm in prison.
Shh. Meryl almost kicked us out because of your big mouth. What part of Lalo don't you get? You shouldn't even be here.
Sure. I bet you wish I wasn't here.
Oh, stop.
I can tell.
You know exactly what I meant.
Oh, I feel you, Daniel. Sometimes I get stir crazy in here too.
You get assigned to trimming weeds, and you have a very long, tedious gameplay where you have to trim, I think, something like 20 buds. And it is boring. As much as I love the game Life is Strange 2, it is guilty of being boring more than I would care to admit.
My ass hurts. Fuck, this is really boring. Oh, poor baby. That's the job. Don't think, just work. Okay. Just don't ask me to smile for the camera all day long.
During this session, we do also see some tensions rising between Cassidy and Hannah.
Can you folks put a lid on it? We got shit to do here. Whoa. Down. Easy for you to say, cowgirl. Some of us have to work. Please.
Going too fast.
I bust my ass like everybody
Take your
else.
time, dude.
Uh-huh. Don't even. You're always looking for an excuse. Ooh, it's 4:20. Hey, Sean, let's talk. Ow, my arm hurts. Wah. Get off my crack, Hannah.
However, we do see that they solve things with love like a family. I immediately really enjoy and respect Hannah's character. She's no nonsense, but she is ferociously protective of her family, and that's just really great. It's a wonderful theme that we do see come up through the entire series is family and how much we're willing to fight for our family and the ones that mean the most to us.
Hannah, sorry. I know. Hey, I don't want to fight. Been a long, crappy week.
Just keep it fucking down in here, okay?
Cassidy and Hannah may get at each other's throats more than not, but at the end of the day, they love each other so much and they would do anything for each other, anything to keep the family together. Later, back at the camp, Sean can help Hannah with chores, and you have more conversation about how this family has come together.
How long ago did you come here to Humboldt for work?
9 years. I left Santa Fe because it was hell. No money, nobody. Hitched north, worked on farms, learned how to trim. All I care about is my family right here. These 3 gutter punks.
What do I gotta do to pass initiation?
Don't be a pussy. Stand up for us. You can't be part of our family unless you open up. This is a family too, not a pit stop. Out in the wild, sharing is caring.
I hear you, but my brother comes first. Always.
That's good. Shows you're not a selfish prick. That way too many.
So, how did you hook up with the others?
Met Finn at some squat when he got out of jail. Young punk, but old soul. We just clicked. Then we ran into Cassidy a year ago, pissed at everything. Hurt, unable to commit to anything, except us. Then Pennywise found us, here in Humboldt, tripping about his friend Jinx. But, you know, he just fit in. Now we're all pretty fucking tight.
Hell yeah, you are. It's awesome.
After getting some chores done, Sean and Daniel sneak away to practice his powers more, and we see that Daniel's powers have grown significantly, and Daniel has more control over them than ever. Tensions get pretty high in this conversation, and Daniel puts Sean in his place by a show of force that is honestly frightening.
You know it's always you and me, and I know.
I mean, never mind.
That's it. Enough. You're being a brat. Can't say anything without you having a shit fit. We're family. But you have to grow up now.
Daniel, stop it! Stop it, Daniel!
I'm not a kid anymore.
Later that night, everyone sits around the campfire and we get some really great conversation with everybody. You're offered the opportunity to smoke some weed, and you can say yes and you can say no. And because I'm not a square, I said yes. But you'll notice there's that "this action will have consequences" icon. And because you smoke in front of Daniel, that is the reason that he asks for some. Personally, again, my own moral and theological thoughts that slightly differ from the game here, but I get it. I wouldn't want a 10-year-old smoking weed. That was certainly never my intention with the character. You have an optional sketching moment here, but if you've smoked too much weed and had too many drinks, you'll actually notice it gets harder and harder and your eyesight gets worse and worse. I think it's pretty nice attention to detail. The gang decide to confess stories of the worst day of their lives, and we get to learn even more about everybody.
Cool. Bust out the violins. Check this out. Say hello to my little friend, Jinx. Met him dumpster diving in New Mexico. It was cool. The boy had issues. Mood swings, delirious, self-harm, fun shit like that. He seemed to get better with me. I think I loved him. He gave me this coin. Said he never gave his trust to no one before. We used to come here every now and then, hook up on cash, but he disappeared a few miles north from here in a pot farm just like this one. He went out one night high as fuck and zoomed. That was the last time I saw him. Now I gotta hold on to this fucking penny just in case.
Is that how you got your name?
Yup.
Whoa. He must mean a lot to you.
That sucks, brother. Shit like that happens around here.
Plus, the guy needed medication.
Sure did.
I guess my worst memory is when I lost my faith.
Yeah, you mentioned it. What happened?
I used to be a sheep. A true believer. I was raised in Haven Point, Nevada. Small community. We have this amazing reverend. People line up to listen to her. She's intense. But for some reason, things happened to me and I started doubting myself. It kind of escalated. People said I was trouble. I couldn't get the answers I was looking for. Even from my own folks.
I know the feeling.
So I left. I just needed to be alone for a while, you know? Find the truth by myself. I'm still looking for it.
Jacob, my son, maybe we are the truth you were looking for.
I'm glad I found you guys.
You probably did the right thing. I hope you find the space and answers you need.
Thank you, Sean. What about you, Cassidy? Your turn.
Pass. I already sang a song.
Figures.
How about me?
You're the man I was waiting for.
It's not only one bad memory, but they're all about my friends. I feel like I've let everyone down, like Noah and Lila from Seattle. And our doggy Mushroom was killed and taken away by a puma. Then I lost Chris because we had to run away again. I'm not sure I'll ever hear from him again. I just left him all alone. But more than anything, I miss my best friend, my dad.
Jesus, little man. That's hard.
I'm so sorry, Daniel.
I told you I'd win.
Boy needs a real haircut.
Oh, hell yes he does. Now it's your turn to get a trim. Karma.
I'll call it a day too. Night, everyone.
Hey, I'm wiped out. Are you ready for bed yet?
Cassidy and Finn offer to give you a haircut, and then Daniel says he wants to go to bed, and you are offered the opportunity whether to go to bed with Daniel or stay up and get your haircut. And I was very surprised to see that the vast majority of players went to bed with Daniel when he was tired. I just found that surprising because I wanted to stay up and get a haircut. But if you do stay up, it's Finn that's going to give you a haircut, and he gives you this. I think it's pretty cool. I enjoy it. I like that Sean goes through a lot of looks throughout the 5 episodes of Life is Strange 2. Cassidy asks you about your personal romantic interests, and you're offered the opportunity to say that you like boys or to say that you like girls. This does have some effect on your romance options. If you say that you like boys in this conversation, then Finn will not try to go to bed with Hannah that night.
Gracias por todo. See ya, my dudes.
You gonna swing by, Finn?
Nah, sweetie. No energy.
No big deal. Get some rest.
Buenas noches, Sean. Loving on the hair.
Meow.
The next morning, we see that Sean has slept in and everybody is chanting his name to get him to come out. And we are treated to one of the best musical sequences in the entire franchise.
What? Fuck me.
It is just one of the best moments of the whole franchise, and I fucking love it. When everyone is supposed to be getting their payday, tensions start to run high. Daniel is accused of listening in or trying to sneak in when it isn't his turn. The conversation takes a really bad turn here. Everyone starts to get really upset. The boss drug guy accuses Sean of potentially having ulterior motives. And as punishment, the guy says nobody is getting paid.
Your brother needs a lesson. You all need a lesson. So first off, no payday.
Oh, fuck that!
Boss.
No way!
Don't do that to us. We earned that money.
Sean, you and your brother are fired.
It's honestly a bit of a cheap, fast move that the game plays here. It feels slightly unearned. It feels like we have to get to this certain endpoint in chapter 3, so we need a reason that he punishes everybody and decides to take away their checks. I guess it works. Finn tries to talk him down. It doesn't really work. Daniel ends up using his powers to flick an ashtray at the one guy's head. Everybody else catches it except the boss man and the guy who got hit. And now Daniel's secret is out to the group. Back at the camp, Sean and Daniel tell them the truth, and everyone is pretty in awe. Finn almost instantly gets the idea that they should use his powers to rob Meryl, which is absolutely terrible, and I think says a lot about Finn that it's his first instinct. Cassidy talks him down, shames him for having that idea, and Finn says that he's going to let it go. Sean and Daniel have effectively been fired, so this is going to be their last night. They decide to try and spend it having as much fun as they can and saying a proper farewell to their friends. Sean and Finn get a moment alone, and well, this is essentially the first opportunity you have to engage in the Finn romance, but here's what I don't like about that. You can only engage in the Finn romance and kiss him in this scene if you agree to go along with his scheme to rip off Meryl. I really don't like that, because even though you've already said no, Finn is going to ask you again in this scene, and if you say no, then you can't kiss Finn. He'll be like, oh, okay, I understand, yada yada, I'm just gonna stay here and chill for a while. If you do agree, then you can kiss him, and you have a very, in my opinion, very awkward kiss.
I'm really glad we met, Sean. I feel like we have a strong connection. That's me. Always getting obsessed over people I meet. Sorry about that.
I think I feel the same.
What are you afraid of, then?
Nothing.
So that's the Finn romance part of this chapter.
I think I'm gonna miss this place.
No shit. I love it too.
I'm so fucking glad we ran into you guys. This was the single best experience in my whole life.
Yeah, it's always a wild ride. I'm glad you're on board now. I mean, if you're in, looks like you're ready for the long haul.
Yeah. I feel different now. In a good way.
Right on. You sure ain't no pup anymore. There's so many things we can do together, Sean.
Yeah. I'd like that. So, how do we work this out tonight?
It's early, so just go party. Hug everybody goodbye. And talk to Daniel and come get me when you're ready. Cool?
Cool.
Sean returns to the camp and sits down to reflect on him and Daniel's final night before they have to leave.
So this is it. Once again. Can't pull our shit together for more than a month. At least for once it was a great fucking month. Did a lot. Learned a lot. At least, for the first time, I don't miss home. I just want to move forward. I already miss these side coasts, though. But if we manage tonight's plan, maybe we'll stick together for a while. Shit. We'll see. Stop overthinking. You're not a teenager anymore.
I'm so bummed you guys are leaving.
No shit.
Are you still going to Mexico?
Yeah. At least we have to try.
Even if it's our last night here, we'll meet again, Sean. One thing I learned traveling is how small the world is. We already met twice. Why not more? Even if we don't, we'll be fucking cool memories in each other's mind.
Yeah, maybe.
But the best way to remember somebody is a tattoo.
You meet up with Cassidy, who offers to give you a tattoo. And again, if you're not a square, you're going to say yes. And she gives you a couple options.
Surprise me. Something cool that reminds me of you. I trust you.
Boy, you won't be disappointed. Here's to your first tattoo, Sean Diaz. All right, put your arm over here. You okay?
Yeah.
At least I'm sure you'll never forget me now.
I don't need a tattoo to remember you, Cass.
Bullshit. Life's a bitch, Sean. You know it as much as I do. Who knows what's coming for you? A month from now, you can meet a sugar mommy, or get hired on a cruise ship to Egypt, or whatever. And before you know it, we'll be a tiny memory in the back of your mind.
Will you get a new tattoo to remember me?
Yes, I will. I don't want to forget you. I'm really glad I got to meet you, Sean Diaz. From that day at the market, I knew there was something in you.
Whoa, Thanks. It's the same for me.
And I'm done. What do you think? It looks good.
Thanks. A lot. I love it.
I'm glad you like it. Hey, you know what? I think I'll have a swim in the lake now. Come with me. Ooh, fuck. Fuck! Woo! Yes, I'm in. What are you waiting for?
Once she gets in, you can still change your mind and say no. But again, for the third and final time, if you're not a square, you're going to say yes and you're going to hop in. There's a few different variations of how this scene can go because this is the start of the Cassidy romance. So if you did kiss Finn, you can actually tell Cassidy that in this scene and she'll essentially approve. She'll cheer you on.
What are you gonna do about Finn and, his plan?
Oh, yeah, no way. It's definitely a stupid idea.
I swear, I don't know where he gets his ideas sometimes.
Hey, it's no big deal, right?
Right. Just glad he's dropped it.
He's just so confident about it. Hope he won't be too mad.
He'll rage for a while, for sure. Then he'll be cool. He likes you.
Yeah?
Are you blind? You seriously can't tell?
Well, I like him too. We kinda kissed, actually.
No way! Sean Diaz! Attaboy!
Don't get me wet.
You crack me up, Sean Diaz. You're so edgy.
I'd rather be an edgy Mexican than a crazy Texan hillbilly.
Oh, he bites back. Shit, I'm gonna miss you, dude.
Did it.
If you didn't kiss Finn, then you will get the opportunity to kiss Cassidy and you can have a really nice, sweet moment here together.
So, do you want to kiss me?
Yes, I do. If that's cool.
Yes, it is. See? Damn, Sean. You really are cold.
Shut up. Stop looking.
The two of you return to Cassidy's tent and she will invite you in.
Are you cool?
Totally. I'm just nervous. Kinda bummed we waited till now.
No shit. You're kind of a slow player, dude. Now we're all cozy, right?
Yeah, hey, listen, I think you should know that I'm,
I know. Don't worry about it, okay?
Hannah will ask if you guys have seen Finn or Daniel recently, and that's when you'll realize that the two of them have taken off. So you and Cassidy agree to go and try and steal one of Meryl's trucks to get to Meryl's place before anything terrible can go down. You can pop the other truck's tires, get a proper head start. You'll get caught faster if you don't pop the tires, but basically you and Cassidy get there and confront Finn and Daniel just as they're trying to break in through Meryl's door.
Shit! You scared the shit out of me.
Good. What the fuck are you doing? Didn't we settle this, man?
Shh! You're standing near a boatload of cash. We can do this in 5 minutes, in and out. And then you're off to Mexico. You won't hear about me ever again. We got this, man. Trust me.
There is a lot of variations of how this scene can go, but if Daniel feels truly ignored by you at this point and he decides to take his anger out on Cassidy, he will do this.
For weeks, you just hang out with her. It's all your fault. I could do what I want.
What the fuck are you doing? Are you crazy?
Stop.
Cassidy, you okay? I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I'm fine. It's just...
The fuck are you doing here?
Shit.
Don't move.
Don't shoot.
What the fuck? How many are you?
Just us.
It's just us.
All right, move your asses over there. Now.
Meryl, boss. I know this looks bad, but...
Stop. I don't want to hear any more of your shit. So, what was your big fucking plan exactly? Work here for a time and then break into my safe? Pathetic. On your knees, now!
Wait, let me explain.
Oh yeah? Explain this.
Daniel.
In one version of events, Finn will simply get knocked down, but if things go to a more extreme level, then Meryl will actually shoot Finn.
Don't fucking move!
Move! Oh! Motherfucker!
In the debris of the explosion the next morning, we see that everyone is passed out, several people are injured. Finn will either be dead or passed out, and Sean will have lost an eye.
Once upon a time, in a wild, wild world, there were two wolf brothers living in their home lair with their papa wolf. They lived in peace until hunters took their dad away. and they had to go on the run. That's when the big brother discovered that the little one was not an ordinary wolf, but a super wolf. They discovered a secret hideout where they could train day and night. They were happy. But the little wolf got very sick, and they had to move on. The brothers made it to the home of their ancestors, and the old wolves took care of them. Unfortunately, the hunters were hot on their trail and found them. The brothers had nowhere to stay again, so they decided to keep going south. They soon entered the old forest of the giants, where they met a pack of stray dogs who worked on a secret farm. The brothers joined them and worked hard to stock up on gold for the future. They were happy to find others like them, and everybody loved the little wolf, who was growing up fast. His power was growing too. The little wolf was more and more confident and independent. The big brother loved having a new pack to prowl around with. He felt free for the first time. Suddenly, the mean farmers who owned the land tried to hurt the brothers. The little cub was injured. He transformed into a super wolf and destroyed everything. The big brother was badly wounded. And worse, he didn't know where the little cub was.
Hey, Sean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was a bad idea.
Daniel. No way. It's all good. Don't get so close to that edge.
Please, come and get me.
Yes, I swear. Stop!
Episode 4 finds Sean in the hospital. Now fully missing an eye, he has to go through routine eye tests and he will never have his same depth perception. This means that his art has been heavily affected, and we see here just how different it is now that he's lost one eye. We meet Joey, an attendant who works at the hospital. Joey has a really great rapport with Sean and tries to stay chipper, even though Sean is essentially waiting to be taken off to juvie. We also meet Agent Flores, who is one of the most boring characters in this game. Something about the Life is Strange franchise is it kind of really sucks with how it depicts authority figures. Every authority figure, whether they're a cop or an FBI agent in a Life is Strange game, just tends to be really, really boring. So there's not much to say about her here other than she and the FBI or CIA, I'm not entirely sure, the government is trying to find Daniel, but to no luck.
Tell me what happened in that farm in Humboldt. The place looks like a tornado wiped it out.
I've told you so many times. I have no clue why the place was trashed. I passed out.
plus 4 seriously wounded, along with you. And a missing child. Nobody's statement matches with each other.
So you haven't found my brother?
We might have some leads. By the way, we contacted your grandparents in Beaver Creek. They can visit you after you're transferred. Might be a while, but you do have a support group. We couldn't track down your mother, though. Sorry.
Good. What about Daniel? You said you had leads.
Trust me. We want to find him, too. I'll be back tomorrow to take you to Jolena Shore.
Joey secretly slips Sean his notebook, and while looking through it, Sean sees that he's been left a note from Jacob, and that Jacob is with Daniel in Haven Point, Nevada, the religious commune that he originally escaped from. Knowing this information, he is not willing to wait around and go to juvie. He needs to take action, and he needs to leave tonight. There are a couple main variations to Sean's escape, the first being that you can choose whether or not to ask Joey for help. And within those choices, you can get Joey to help you peacefully, or you can attack him.
You really want me to help you break out of here? So what happens to me? I lose my job, go to jail. I have a girlfriend, a rent to pay, a future.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Joey. I was being selfish. I want to help my brother. It's all I can think about. He's 10 years old and out there, all alone. He needs his big brother.
Okay, stop. I'll try to help you.
Really? You serious?
No, I'm stupid. I'll tell them you attacked me from behind in the dark, that I didn't see shit. They can't prove I let you get away. I hope.
Joey, thank you so much.
Hurry up before I change my mind. Ouch! Oh, son of a bitch, motherfucker!
Oh, shit. You okay?
Damn, Sean. Thought I said tap, not smash.
Fuck. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
I have a girlfriend, a rent to pay, a future.
Well, I don't have a future. Or a girlfriend. Or a rent to pay. I'm just fucked.
It's not fair to ask me to give up my job and my life.
Oh. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Joey.
Either way, you make your way out of the hospital through the window, and along the way, if Finn has not yet been killed, you'll see him in his hospital room.
No way.
Holy fucking shit.
Finn will apologize, and you can decide whether or not to forgive him.
I know this doesn't mean shit to you now, but I am sorry. About everything.
Finn, it's way too late for that. Too easy. Oh. Sorry, friend, you lost your eye and your little brother. Whatever. It's over. I don't need any sorry.
Ow. That hurts. I do care about you, Sean. And I'm still sorry.
Yeah. It's a sorry fucking world. I don't blame you, Finn. You tried something. Even if it ended up being a mistake. I'll just have to make things right for good now.
You're the man, Sean. I'm really gonna miss you. Much love and respect. Always.
I gotta go now. Take care, Finn.
You're gonna find him, Sean. I trust you. So you should trust yourself, too.
After successfully breaking out of the hospital, Sean hotwires a car and hits the road.
Still with me, Sean? Yeah. Just zoning out. I hope you're not too bummed out to go on a big road trip with your lovely papito, huh? Oh, please. You're the coolest dad. Seriously, though. How are you really doing? It's stupid, but I miss you. I miss you too, my son. But this is all part of growing up. I know. I don't like it. I have total faith in you, Sean. You're a Diaz. You were born to roam and find your way home. God. I love you, Dad. Wish I would have told you more. You didn't have to tell me. You showed me. Oh, by the way...
Hey, wake up!
Huh? What?
He ends up falling asleep in the wrong place and gets bombarded by these two guys who are the most stereotypical, racist, crazy Americans. A very heavy-handed depiction, although I'm not saying there aren't people like this in real life. Like I said, Life is Strange 2 tries to tackle some really tough subjects. Sometimes it just oversimplifies it a little bit. It makes it a little too simple, a little too cheesy.
Toys, man. You still play with toys? Seriously?
It belongs to my brother. Leave it alone.
Whoa! You did not. That's it, boy. Get up. Up! So, Professor, how do you say, I'm a dirty thief?
Soy un sucio ladrón.
Soy un sucio ladrón. Nice. Sounds better when you say it. This is fun. Now say, I'm a dirty thief with one eye.
Soy un ladrón y chinga tu madre.
Wait, madre? What did you really say, asshole? Huh? All I want to do is learn Espanol. Might be our official language someday, right? How do you say, this is not my country?
Fuck off. This is my country.
Hoo-hoo-wee! Did you hear that?
Estrellita, ¿dónde estás? Me pregunto qué serás. En el cielo y en el mar. Un diamante de verdad.
Enough! Let the boy finish his song. Go on. Go on.
Estrellita, ¿dónde estás? Me pregunto qué serás. Cuando el sol se ha ido ya. Cuando nada brilla más. Tú nos muestras tu brillar. Brillas, brillas sin parar. Estrellita, ¿dónde estás? Me pregunto qué serás.
Well, damn! I think you just won Mexican Idol. Now pick up all your shit and get the fuck out. Don't ever come back. Understand?
No.
Really? Okay. I warned you, boy.
Stop it, Chad! What the fuck, man?
Holy cow! What are you doing? Listen, you little beaner. Get your shit and go. Now!
Fuck! Fuck!
So the Wolf brothers were split apart. The oldest wolf was badly hurt, but nothing could stop the wolf from following his brother's tracks.
Sean's car breaks down and he ends up in the middle of the desert with nowhere to go. A truck pulls up and offers him a ride. Now, you can choose to get in or you can choose not to. And if you choose not to, then all that really happens is it's going to show a cutscene of you walking the rest of the way to the church in Haven Point. So, to be perfectly honest, it's a very pointless option choice. Get in the damn vehicle. You're about to frickin' die of exhaustion out there. Sean secretly attends the church meeting and sees that Daniel is now some kind of religious figure, some sort of messiah to this church, and that the Reverend Lisbeth is using his powers to try and convince people that he can save people's lives, that he can cure illnesses. This includes Jacob's sister's illness. She is quite sick, but she hasn't gotten any outside help or real medical attention because Lisbeth is telling everybody that Daniel has the power to cure disease. This episode dives headfirst into the whole world of cults and religious extremity. It really oversimplifies it. My biggest criticism of the whole game probably comes down to how oversimplified very complex subjects are, and this episode is the most guilty of it because it just doesn't really go anywhere. Essentially, the entire chapter can be summed up as he has to find his brother, he gets there, he gets his brother out, and that's kind of it. That's kind of how everything goes.
Sean?
Oh my.
Sean! You came back! I knew it!
You've grown up, Enano.
I'm sorry.
It's over, Daniel. We just gotta walk on.
Does it hurt?
No.
Sean gets to speak to Daniel, and Elizabeth is essentially terrified that he is there. Through her master powers of manipulation, she's essentially turned Daniel against Sean, and Daniel tells him to go away.
Come on!
Why don't we ask him what he wants to do?
Do not touch me!
What the fuck?
What did you do?
Nothing.
Enough. You spilled blood in the Lord's holy.
Sean! What happened?
Your brother came in here, impure and acting like a criminal. But he can be saved, Daniel.
I'm sorry, Sean. She's right. I will pray for you. I want to stay. Just go.
There's your answer, Sean.
There you go. Satisfied? Now don't you ever come back! Come on, kid. Don't make me do this. You're not gonna win.
Right after Sean has been kicked out and is feeling potentially lower than ever, he hears a familiar voice, one he has not heard in many, many years.
Daniel!
Sean?
Karen?
You won't get him back like this. Let's go.
Karen, Sean and Daniel's estranged mother, has been contacted by Jacob and is trying to get Daniel out too. Sean is quite taken aback by this and not happy to see his mother. However, he does not fight when she asks him to get in the car, and they go to the motel where she has been staying.
Hey, sorry it took so long. Fucking store was packed. Double cheese, no onion, right?
That'll do.
Got you some gauze and antibacteria stuff for your eye. Hey, don't wolf that down. Or at least take a breath.
Like you care.
Sean, I do.
Come on, Karen. Don't act all hurt. It's too late. Where were you when I broke my leg when I was 13? Not with me. When Daniel got a bad flu a couple years ago, you didn't sleep next to him every night. Where were you? Where were you?
Fair enough. So let's talk, because we do have to get your brother out of a cult.
Karen offers to essentially clear the air back at the motel, and they have some back and forth. I think it's a really important part of this chapter. Really, Karen being in this chapter is what makes this chapter work so well. I kind of think the rest of it is just a little lazy, a little off topic. It brings up characters that come into this chapter and leave, and then we never see them again. And a lot of the sort of resulting trauma from this episode is not really covered in episode 5. But Karen and Sean getting to have these moments together is really some of the best that we see of episode 4.
So what exactly are you doing in Nevada? You live around here?
No. I'm way out in Arizona. Sean, I told you. Your friend Jacob wrote my P.O. box and said Daniel was in trouble. That's it.
Arizona? Holy shit. It's just lizards and rocks.
Yes, I found something there. New York didn't really do me good, so...
Why did you bail on us?
I wasn't meant to be a wife or a mother. I thought I was supposed to. I tried to pretend for many years. But I wasn't happy, and the urge to leave just became unbearable. I had no other choice.
Are you serious? You chose this life. You fell in love. You made your own choices, right?
Making your own choices doesn't mean you can never fool yourself, Sean. After I had Daniel, you were about 8, and Esteban's garage was getting busy. There was so much going on around me, yet somehow I just felt that my own life was just slipping away. Felt like an empty shell. Sean, it was the hardest decision I ever made. I knew I might never see you all again, but I took that responsibility. We only have one life, and I didn't want mine to be spent in regrets. For years, I fooled myself, thinking I'd find satisfaction into what society expected me to be, and that was my mistake. I hope someday you can understand that. But I never stopped caring about you. For what it's worth, I am sorry for hurting you and Daniel and Esteban.
I know you are, Karen. It still doesn't change the way I feel.
Of course not. I know I can't change the past, Sean.
I don't think you would. I need some air.
Sean, whatever you want to say to me, this is the time. Let's just get it all out in the open. See what happens.
I particularly enjoy the voice actor for Karen. I think she has a really lovely delivery that is absolutely perfect for Life is Strange 2. She is quiet, calm, and honest.
Where did you go?
I pursued some dreams and failed. Learned the lessons. I guess all this time I tried to find out what really matters to me.
Which doesn't involve a husband and 2 kids.
It does to a lot of people, and I totally respect that. Just not to me.
You just sound immature. Like a kid running away from home.
You're right. I do. But I think people should know who they are. And not fake it for anybody.
We used to do so much stuff. Like when you taught me to ride because Dad sucked. Or when we went camping near Vancouver. Just me and you.
You always loved night skies.
I did stargaze a lot when I was in California.
Trust me, the further south you go, the better it gets.
Hey, mind if I bum a smoke?
Sure. Still got a few left.
The two of them sit outside while Karen has a cigarette, and you can have one if you ask her. This gives us what is my favorite moment of calm in this particular game. There is just something really beautiful and eerie and powerful about Sean and his estranged mother sharing a cigarette out in the middle of nowhere at this abandoned motel.
I remember he would smoke sometimes. Long ago.
We didn't fight much, but when we did, I would go out on the porch and light up so I could calm down. Esteban would come over and ask for a drag. Then we'd just look up at the sky and watch the stars or the planes. I do miss that.
I used to do the same thing with my best friend Lila. Smoking on the porch, just letting time go.
That's when you know someone is good to you. When you can just sit together, shut the hell up, and watch the universe do its own thing.
We should go back inside. I gotta change this dressing.
Okay, let's go.
Karen and Sean meet up with Jacob, who warns them that Lisbeth is not going to let Daniel go easy, that she's been waiting for an opportunity like this her entire life, and that she has a very tight control over the community and what they might do to protect this new Messiah. You and Jacob infiltrate the space. It's honestly very easy. There's some very dry, boring gameplay where you can go through Lisbeth's room, you can go through Daniel's room, look at all their junk. It's honestly, it's not really that fascinating, and it really skirts around what we're here to do. It's a necessary step towards getting back to Daniel. Sean finds all the files on the different members of the community and finds Jacob's file, and we learn that Jacob was sent through conversion therapy and is why he left in the first place.
Were you, like, sick? Conversion therapy? Did they wanted to cure you from being...
Pretty much. I always showed more interest in boys than girls.
I'm sorry, Jake.
I'm sorry I brought Daniel here. I was just so blown away when I saw what he could do. It was like a real miracle. I thought I'd found my faith again. Instead, I just hurt him.
We just have to get Daniel out of here.
I hope so. And I'll get my sister to a hospital. Have her treated.
The two of you get caught and brought to Lisbeth, where we reach the sudden and immediate finale of episode 4. This is a really short episode. I'm just massively disappointed with the lack of content here. Essentially, all you've done so far is wake up in a hospital, escape the hospital, get the shit kicked out of you by two randos, meet up with Karen, meet up with Jacob, and then find Daniel in the church. There's a lot of different ways that this chapter can go down, and your high morality or low morality up to this point is going to be the key to everything.
I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. She's my family now.
Daniel, listen. She's not your family.
Sean? Who is she?
Our mother.
Karen will try to reason with Daniel, but because he's never met her, he honestly cannot trust that she even is who she says she is. Daniel is so under the control of Lisbeth and has been so indoctrinated, he no longer knows what is right and what is wrong.
You were blessed with a divine gift, and you cast him out into the world.
Who the hell are you?
You might have been his mother once, but when you abandoned him, you also gave up your rights.
Honey, she's trying to trick you. Please, think by yourself. You're smarter than this. I'm just so sorry, Daniel. I know how much I hurt you and your brother by leaving. I know it's not enough, but I hope we can talk about this together. That's what I've been trying to tell your brother, and I'm so glad he listened.
Come on, Daniel.
No!
Holy shit. Okay, what now?
Don't you understand? This is over, Sean.
You have to talk to him. You can convince him, Sean.
Don't listen to her religious bullshit. You need to have faith in yourself.
See what you have done.
Stop! If I could go back in time, I would. We'd be in our living room in Seattle. That would get us pizza and snacks, then pick the movie, because we would always fight about it. And he always picked your movie. But I can't do that. All I can do now is fight.
Quiet!
I won't stop. No matter what she does. I'll come right back. Again. And again.
Shut him up! Now!
Don't move. Just stop. If you want to kill me, then do it. I'm not afraid.
Do it! Shoot! Don't!
Go ahead. What? Shoot me in the face. And live with me.
Now! Stop!
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh no. No. You started this fire. You will all burn in this hell.
You are offered the choice whether to threaten Lisbeth or ask Daniel to get her out of the way. If you've chosen the high morality choices so far, he'll push her out of the way and then you will all escape.
After all I did for you, you can still repent.
I don't believe you anymore!
If you have low morality up until this point, he'll take her up into the air and you are offered the opportunity whether to allow him to kill Lisbeth or use your gun to shoot Lisbeth to put her out of her misery. And if you've had low morality up until this point, you will not even be given the option to stop Daniel.
She's dead.
It was her or us. Open the door, Daniel. Let's go.
It was her or us.
In the high morality version, everyone makes it out of the church, and Sean, Daniel, and Karen part ways with Jacob and his sister and set their sights on new horizons.
Once upon a time, in a wild, wild world, there were two wolf brothers living in their home lair with their papa wolf. They lived in peace until hunters took their dad away. The wolf brothers wandered for days and nights, learning how to live on their own for the first time. That's when the big brother discovered that the little one was not an ordinary wolf, but a super wolf. They decided to head south to the distant land of their ancestors. But the journey was long and dangerous. Still, the wolf brothers made new friends on the way. They learned more about the world, but danger seemed to always follow them after a bad accident. They were separated. The big brother had been hurt, and the hunters finally captured him. They put him in a cage, but when he finally escaped, he went to search for his little brother. He soon found out that the little wolf had joined a coyote cult, and he would not leave them. Suddenly, their mother showed up after all that time. She said she came to help rescue him. They begged the coyote leader, but she would not release the little wolf. He was their idol. So they had to knock her out to escape. The Wolf brothers, now reunited, followed their rogue mother far into the desert to her hideaway.
Episode 5 is the conclusion of Life is Strange 2, the finale of the story of the Wolf Brothers. And if you thought that episode 4 was short and didn't have much going on in it, I can only describe episode 5 as swift. It's clear that the most time and attention was spent on the finale, as there are 4 main variations of the end. That being said, I do really feel that not a ton of time was spent on anything that happens before it. Episode 5 starts off by showing us Sean and Daniel having spent the night out in the canyon, and they are living in essentially a free from society self-made commune with Karen and some other older folks. We get some really beautiful visuals of Sean and Daniel after they wake up.
What? What time is it?
Get up! It's so beautiful. Check it out. So?
Yeah, okay. Good call. Wow. That's amazing.
I know. Ow! 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 Ow!
In this scene, Daniel uses powers to float a scorpion, and there are 3 variations of this depending on your morality.
What are you doing? What the fuck, dude? Don't do that.
What's wrong?
Stop messing with it, man.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, little guy. Don't get eaten by eagles.
Do eagles eat scorpions?
No idea.
Cool. Let's go. What are you doing? What the fuck, dude? Don't do that.
What's wrong?
Stop messing with it, man.
What's the big deal? Look.
Seriously? What did you do that for?
Whatever. That thing could sting us to death.
So what? You just torture it? Jeez.
Hey, I won't do it again, if it matters to you.
Let's just head out now. What are you doing? What the fuck, dude? Don't do that.
What's wrong?
Stop messing with it, man.
What's the big deal? Look.
Seriously? What did you do that for?
Whatever. That thing could sting us to death.
So what? You just torture it? Jeez.
Dude, I didn't even kill it. I was just goofing around.
Let's just head out now.
Having played through the medium and high morality versions of this game more than not, it is legitimately fucking crazy to see the stuff that goes down, the stuff that Daniel does when you have heavy low morality. He is so twisted, and Sean isn't, and Sean can't really defend it. And this is actually one of my criticisms of the game. Sean truly, in every version, from high morality to heavy low morality, is never cruel, is never completely callous, never has seriously ill intentions, and never willfully harms somebody completely out of joy. However, there is a scene at the end of this chapter where Sean can willingly, and keep in mind, this is immediately before the finale, so this is like a last minute thing where like now at this point, basically, Sean can show some true sickness in him by telling Daniel to torture the people that helped capture him. We'll get there when we get there, but I will just say, I don't know, even with the heaviest low morality version, if Sean really is that kind of person. When I did my first gameplay, I was fucking gutted how the game ended, because the way that this game splits is there's high morality and low morality. So there's 2 high morality endings and there's 2 low morality endings. And because the game was released in episodes, and the game did not specifically tell you that there is 2 main trains of how it ends, I and the rest of the world discovered, a year and a half after episode 1, because here we are a year and a half when episode 5 comes out. That's how long it took between 1 and 5. That this entire long journey that I had been on with the brothers, and not unlike the amount of time that they spend traveling in the game, because that's how much time by the time episode 5 was released that I had them in my life and thought about them and made these choices. And I was gutted when I found out too late, only after the fact, that my entire gameplay had been without intending, low morality enough. I don't think it was heavy low morality, but even light low morality. The 2 endings were so dark, gutting, and seemingly punishing to the player. I felt like the game creators were morally passing judgment on me for having not been enough of a good little boy to raise this other good little boy, and that now me and my brother were essentially evil ass superpower gangsters. Which also, the gangster bit is, does it even have to be said that it's a cliche? It's a stereotype. It's depicting something that, you know what, we'll get there. We'll get there. I know that we'll get there when we talk about the ending, but I'm just sitting here recording my voiceover as I'm watching my cut of episode 5, and I just can't see how the game ends up where it ends up. I know how it gets there, but such is the case with most of the Life is Strange games, possibly, arguably all. I do think that even though every game has at least 2 main trains of endings, 2 main divisions, I have always personally felt that every game has a very serious fucking tell what version basically they want you to choose, or how else can I say this? What version it's very clear the people behind the game, the people who wrote the game, is the thematically and plot-wise most sense-making version of the game. Like the ends that justify the means, or the ends that show basically you played the game wrong, so now here's an ending that feels contrite and wrong. And I can say that because I'm pretty positive I know the definition of the word contrite. Hold on, I gotta look something up. Unrelated. Feeling or expressing remorse or penitence affected by guilt.
Wake up, Sean.
Okay, so maybe I don't know the definition of the word contrite, but now I do. And that's what these games are all about, is learning life lessons.
gonna go see what Joanne is doing.
Go for it. I have to bring back the telescope to Stanley and Arthur.
Sean and Daniel return to the trailers, and Daniel makes his way to Stanley and Arthur's house to return their telescope, where they have some short conversation. To be perfectly honest, I don't find it too interesting. Most of the side characters that we have here, save for David, who is, of course, David from the first Life is Strange, and that's pretty cool, but at the same time, this is the final chapter of Life is Strange 2. I just kind of wish I was getting something more meaty between Sean and Daniel.
What's up, Joanne?
See for yourself.
Man, check this out.
Okay, Daniel, let's take a little break.
Got it.
That child is something special.
Yeah. I hear this one a lot. Don't worry.
Yeah, I bet. I started selling my work for good money, and as soon as I did, everyone turned into smiling sharks. Listen, if you want to be an artist, you will be. It's not always easy, but in the end, it's pretty fucking cool. Speaking of, do you mind giving me a hand here?
Oh, I don't know if I can.
Yes, you can. I've made a model of what I have in mind here, but go ahead and be the artist.
Now, let's throw on that spider.
Check it out.
What's cool is there's the schematic of how it should be built, and then you can build it however you want. I built it the wrong way, but not because I was trying to be edgy, but because this being my 6th playthrough, I forgot to look at the model first. So Daniel wasn't particularly happy with me, but whatever, it's almost the end of the game. I can disappoint him once, right?
I almost got you. I'll be right back. Don't worry.
This place is such a trip. It's kind of like a desert mirage. You think you can see it, but the closer you get, it changes. I thought the people here would be like freaks, but they're just sick of the bullshit. Now I sound like a local. I guess I'm always gonna be a visitor.
Good morning.
Howdy, Sean.
How was the town trip?
Hate these trips. People look at us as if we're aliens. Here come the sand people.
The deserters have returned with offerings from Das Kapital.
Jolie! I missed you. Next time, you're coming with us.
We'll see.
Can't forget your goodies.
Hey, thanks, Angel.
Here.
You're the man, Karen. Catch you later.
Take care.
It is really beautiful and rewarding getting to see Karen have a relationship with her children, particularly how fast she and Daniel take to each other. I do think that, especially because Karen just up and left them, there is a lot more hard work and verbal apologizing that needs to be done. We got a little bit of that in episode 4, but I'd just like to think in terms of this story behind the scenes, especially between the events of right now in the game and where we see the future at the finale. I would hope that Karen has done all the hard work to make up for how she abandoned her family and what effect that had on them.
You boys have been here over a month, and I still can't get over Daniel's skills.
Does that kind of scare you?
Me? Goddamn right it does. Never met someone with a superpower before.
I try and be a good influence, but our bond is complicated. We're brothers. I don't know if I did right. Guess you never really know.
Listen, raising a kid is the toughest job in the world. Trust me. Combat was easier.
You didn't tell me you had kids. How many?
None. I was a stepdad. Or, in her case, a step-douche. Before her mom died, we never got along. She was angry. I was stupid. I just had no clue how to deal with her. Wish I did. But we eventually made our peace. Anyway, you can't go back.
Nope.
We can see that Karen is working on rebuilding her relationship with her parents as well. And we can read this letter that she's been working on to them. And I like how, because Karen is a writer, you can see that there's crossed out bits and that she's really trying to get all of her wording right.
Karen takes on some small pieceworks for a living. Must pay better than poetry.
Now, we don't get to see Brody again, but we do get to see his latest log update about going home when there was a sickness in his family. And it's really nice to read, but really, this would have been the perfect chapter to bring Brody back. He could have come and visited them in this place. I would have killed to have seen that, you know?
Brody's so good at describing painful situations. And seeing the good into it.
Hola, compadre. How about a trek around the canyon today? You in?
Totally.
Later that night, Karen takes Sean and Daniel out to a spot where they look at the stars and reflect on where they are, where they've been, and the uncertainty of their future.
So, hey, I do appreciate that you guys stuck around this long. Thank you.
You actually helped us. You gave us a place to recharge and lay low.
No kidding. I was so beat down after Haven Point.
I know. This is the best place to take some time for yourself. You don't get that chance very often in life. Just know I love both of you so much, and I'm proud of who you are. And where you're going.
Do you think we'll make it to Mexico?
You made it this far. Going through hell. I hope so, Sean. You both deserve it. I have to be upfront with both of you. What happened in Haven Point is catching up on us.
Huh? What do you mean?
When we were in town, we saw some stories in the papers. The feds are definitely tracking us down in the region.
Shit.
And they'll find us.
This couldn't last forever.
So... this is it?
See you, Nana. We'll leave tomorrow.
It's clear that while Karen can never change the past, she is committed to doing the work towards changing the future and creating a brighter future for Sean and Daniel, whatever that means. The next morning, Karen informs Sean and Daniel that the police have finally caught up to them and that she is going to stall them by taking the fall. Now, I think, if anything, this is really the one action that Karen takes that proves she's willing to do whatever she can for her boys, even if she didn't feel that way before. We never actually see if she takes the fall or exactly how she does, but after saying this, you can go into the trailer and write a letter to Karen, and you can choose to make it as held back or as affectionate as you want. I chose to go the more affectionate route. I feel like also from an RPG perspective, it plays in a lot better with the high morality ending.
Hey, Mom. I know you're better with words than me, but still, here it goes. It was so good for Daniel to see you again. He needed that more than anything. I'm sorry for getting you into trouble. You've done your best for us, and don't deserve what's coming. We'll make up for it. One day. Once the dust has settled. Take care. And talk soon. Sean.
David helps you use a police scanner to keep one step ahead of them, and you can also see, if you chose the save Chloe ending version of Life is Strange 1, photos of Chloe and Max on the road together. Really sweet, really cool throwback. And you know, the first time that I played the game, I played the version where Arcadia Bay was saved, so I didn't get this content, and I didn't know that it was out there until I played the game a second time, probably more than a year or so after it came out.
All right, this is the fastest route. When you get there, cross between these two stations. You only get one chance here. I'm not trying to be a dick. Just honest.
I know, David. Thanks.
Here. Have a seat. Don't mean to order you around. Bad habits die hard. And yes, I was suspicious when Karen showed up with you two. But after watching you and your little brother for a while, I think I get what you're going through. When our town was destroyed by that hurricane, my stepdaughter and her friend were among the only survivors. We lost everyone else.
Jeez. I'm sorry.
I used to hate them for running away. They hit the road straight away, never to look back, while I was trying to rebuild.
Did you stay in touch? Do you get along now?
Yeah. Took me a while to acknowledge the past was the past and move on. I reached out to them, and we made peace with each other. I stayed here for a while. It felt good to connect with my daughter at last. You guys remind me of them, in a way, and I don't want to fuck things up this time.
Mom, I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too, Danny. It was amazing to spend this time with you. I'm so damn proud of you both and what you're gonna do with your life. And if you ever need me, I'm just around the corner.
Okay, Mom. Thank you.
And so, for the very last time in Life is Strange 2, Sean and Daniel head back out on the road, trying to find their way to Puerto Lobos, no idea what the future has in store for them, and with one less parent by their side.
Thanks, Mom, for being there.
Thanks for letting me, son.
Take care, boys.
Stay safe. This hurts.
Bye, everybody!
Sean and Daniel reach the wall. It is comically fucking simple. It's a little embarrassing that we spent 5 episodes getting to this point, and I always suspected, actually I always feared from the first chapter that the entire thing, no matter what happened, would just end up with them being on the one side of a wall in the middle of the desert and then having some kind of giant confrontation with the police there. And that is essentially what happens here. It does look really cool with Daniel using his powers to split open the wall, but it's ridiculous that there's just nobody else around there, as if there wouldn't be like drones in the sky and stuff and just police fucking everywhere.
I can't.
It's all right. Take your time.
Almost there. You alright, Super Wolf?
That would be cool if we could just walk to the beach. It'll be
Daniel.
Sean and Daniel get caught by 2 vigilantes who apparently have some sort of a backdoor deal with some border patrol so that they, as white people, can basically beat the shit out of minorities. I don't know. This is one thing, is I don't know if this is a real thing that happens at the USA-Mexico border at all. If there's these like renegade citizens that border patrol secretly works with so that they can basically all beat the shit out of Mexicans and minorities. They get caught. The cop who arrives ends up recognizing Sean and Daniel. They go down. They end up in this holding cell. Sean is there with a couple. He has a bit of short conversation with them. Honestly, considering that we know this is the very end of their story, I really wish this entire episode would just focus on Sean and Daniel and stop trying to make tiny little points about other things and introduce little new side characters, because it doesn't matter. I get that they're trying to add this kind of flavor and show that the problem is large and systemic, but we don't need to see constant reminders of that. Sean and Daniel are those reminders. The most frustrating thing about episode 5 is there's not much going on, and yet it still goes on little side tangents about characters that we just don't need to see. It's enough for them to get captured by ICE and Border Patrol. Anyways, Sean gets questioned, and then you start to hear a ruckus in the other room. Daniel is not going in easy. He's using his powers to break Sean out. They go past the jail cells, and you have the option whether or not to use Daniel's powers to free the couple, which I absolutely did in this version. And then you also have the option whether to free the couple that jailed you or torture them. Take revenge, if you will. Now, because there's several different versions of morality, here's how things go. You can choose to completely walk away. You can choose to take revenge. And if you have low morality, Daniel will throw them back, possibly killing them. It's pretty unclear.
Fuck off!
Don't mess with this kid. I mean it.
Oh shit! Dios mío.
If you press take revenge, but you have medium or high morality, Sean will actually protest.
Time for payback.
What do you want now?
Your turn, Daniel.
Fuck off!
We're better than this, Sean. They can't threaten us in there.
Yeah. You're right.
You can also choose to free them because you're essentially making a statement that you're better than they are, that you take the high road. Although I don't get any version of, a moral story where it makes sense to free them. They are literally out there patrolling the border illegally so that they can beat up and torture minorities. Why would you free them? They finally went to jail once instead of having some alleged backdoor deal with a border patrol agent that lets them do this. Freeing them is fucked up because then they're just gonna go out there and keep doing it. I think the game trying to take this moral high road, this idea of he frees them because he's gonna show them something about who they really are and get through to them. Listen, that's just not how it works with rampant racists in America. It does not matter how much kindness or levity you show them. It does not matter if you do the right thing in front of them. They are not going to sit there and think about that and change their actions because of it. There's a bunch of options of how this scene can go here, but basically with high morality, you can just push them aside and escape. And with low morality, Daniel can once more fucking kill them.
Rush them. Now.
Got it.
Okay, stop. I said... Oh!
Idiots. They should have known better.
Yeah. You saved our asses.
Hurry, Sean! Drive!
You hop on the road for about 5 minutes before you get completely busted. And of course this is going to happen. What I didn't understand about the way this final chapter is set up is what is the point? The redundancy of showing them go to the border, try to break through the border, get caught, get put in a center, break out of the center, and then just end up at a different part of the border that they're also trying to break through. It's really just, it's the same thing twice. Of course, the second they broke out of a border patrol office or jail, whatever you want to call it, detention center, they would immediately get caught. Of course, as if there was going to be any other part of the USA-Mexico border that they were going to be able to drive through after using their superpowers to break out, because you also potentially killed, 4 people in the process, depending on your morality. No matter whether you have high or low morality, it comes down to the choice of Daniel asking you, so how does the story of the Wolf Brothers end? And you can either decide to surrender or to try and keep going through to the border. So, without further ado, I give you the finale of Life is Strange 2.
Don't waste your power. Be smart like you already are.
I don't want to be separated.
Whatever happens, always remember that you're Daniel Diaz.
I hate promises. I'll try. So, how does the story of the Wolf Brothers end?
think their story ends right here.
So we went all this way? All that shit? For nothing? You told me we were going to Mexico. You said...
We're done! The end! It's not who we are.
Now it's my turn to take care of it, Sean.
Shoot! Shoot! Open fire!
We made it! Sean? Sean! Oh no, no! Please don't! Sean! Why? Why?
other side. Be careful.
What the fuck?
Shoot! Shoot!
Fire!
What the fuck? What are you doing?
they make it to the other side.
I don't wanna! I'm not hurting anyone else!
Sean! Open fire! It's too late! They're shooting at us, Daniel! This is the only way! I'm sorry, Sean, but I have to go. What? What are you talking about? Don't turn back for me. Daniel! I hope you'll be happy in Mexico.
their story ends right here.
Here? But I could... I get it. That's not who we are.
Exactly. We're not criminals. We're just kids. And we still have time to choose what life we want to live. You're my brother. And I love you.
I love you too, Sean.
It's gonna be alright. I promise.
You promise? For real this time?
I do. We're doing the right thing.
On your knees! I said on your knees now!
Sean!
Come
back!
He's gonna be fine.
Daniel! You're not a little wolf anymore. Never forget who you are. Never.
playing Life is Strange 2 feels like revisiting an old friend. Sean and Daniel leave a profound and lasting impression, demonstrating the game's ability to cultivate deep emotional connections with its audience. While the title may not have aligned with all of the fan expectations, its nuanced exploration of themes of family, sacrifice, adversity, prejudice, and justice establish a deep narrative depth that is rare within the gaming industry. The emotional resonance of this experience is unparalleled and unlikely to be replicated in future entries. From the moment Sean and Daniel stepped into my life, they left an impression that I know will stay with me forever. Although the Life is Strange franchise has evolved in various directions, not all of which fans are entirely happy with, it has remained fundamentally dedicated to its central thematic exploration: the enduring nature of love and the resilience of the human spirit. I believe that in time, Life is Strange 2 will be looked at more kindly by history, especially as the franchise continues to face diminishing returns. But no matter how the gaming landscape shifts, no matter how unpredictable the quality of future releases may be, the legendary story of the Wolf Brothers will always hold a special place in my heart.
You may not see it, but what you and your brother have is the most important thing. He needs you. And you need him.
I'm tired of running away. I don't want to be a superhero anymore.
You don't have to use your power if you don't want to.
I know, but sometimes I can help, and how do I know when to use it?
You don't. You can only trust your guts and listen to your brother.
Thank you so much to everybody for your kindness, for your love, and for your viewership as I continue to explore the Life is Strange franchise. I cannot express enough how much it has really empowered me, both as a creator as well as a human being, to continue making content on YouTube. This retrospective is one part of a larger whole, and I am very excited to announce that I am going to be giving every game its own individual review and retrospective. Now, I've already covered Double Exposure. We are next going to be exploring Before the Storm, True Colors, and of course, who can forget the OG Life is Strange. So, please take a moment to like and subscribe. You can look forward to more Life is Strange content, as well as a whole host of TV shows, movies, and video games that I think if you enjoy the Life is Strange franchise, you may very well enjoy to hear me talk more about. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you get some rest. I hope you have some fun. And I will see you very, very soon. Thank you.